bumpiest road there ever was.
Okay, so we're videoing with our new camera for the first time, and it's really cold, right? How cold is it out?
Yeah, it's like 20 degrees out. So this morning we went ahead and pulled the car in and turned the heat up, so we're not so cold.
There's ice all over it. We're gonna have to work in the melting ice. We might wipe it off after a second, but yeah, we've got the heat on in the garage, which is awesome. So we're working with that.
I'm gonna go grab a towel and wipe all that up.
Oh yeah, we haven't really showed you guys our garage yet. I forgot we haven't showed them our garage yet.
Yep, it's humble, but it's heated and cool.
Our last video, oh, happy Valentine's Day! It's Valentine's Day.
And the trans 200 like 98.
But even though we're probably going to be posting this way after Valentine's Day. The last video, we were trying to go to a Cars and Coffee, and we had to stop and...
So we blew off a coupler for the intercooler piping.
Intercooler piping.
Because the dealer left a T-bolt clamp loose. So yeah, it just blew right off. We were actually doing the first oil change since the motor got replaced. I haven't even looked under the hood since the motor was replaced, so we'll go ahead and pop that now and look at it. So yeah, that's it. Like I said, blew the motor a while back. Actually blew the turbo and it took out the motor, apparently. So we thought we were just going to be able to replace the turbo, ended up having the whole engine replaced. Supposedly with a lower mileage engine. Supposed to only have 55,000 on it, the car's got 74,000.
What are we doing today?
So, yeah.
An oil change and what else?
We're going to change the oil. We're going to replace that intercooler pipe, the one that blew off. Actually bought a hard pipe to replace the one that's in there through HPS Performance. So yeah, Veloster turbo. It's got new couplers and a hard pipe. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it did come with new T-bolt clamps, which is awesome. So I know I need a 17 millimeter for the drain plug. Take the oil cap off so it drains quicker. Alright, so I did notice in the driveway once some of the ice melted, there was kind of an oil spot, and there's some oil right here on the filter. I don't know if they didn't get the filter all the way tight or what the deal is, but we'll figure that out. I better grab a socket before I strip this thing. God, definitely wasn't leaking from the drain plug. Good Lord. Let's drain it out. I'm gonna go clean up this bolt and grab a new gasket.
Standing by.
Yeah, that oil is super dirty, which...
Look how disgusting. They didn't even do an oil change.
It said on the paperwork that they changed the oil, but I mean...
There's no way!
I've only driven it about maybe 400 miles since I got it back, so I don't know. It doesn't look good.
What you doing up there?
Getting the gasket, so what I do, Dorman sells boxes of drain plug gaskets. So I buy them by the box, keep them for every vehicle because I always change the drain plug gasket. during every oil change, as you should. And they're cheap. Buy them by the box, 10 or 15 bucks, and they'll last you. You know, that one comes with 25, so it'll last you a couple of years. I'll go ahead and pop the drain plug back in it. Alright, yeah, torqued to 360 inch-pounds just to be sure we get a good seal on there so it doesn't leak. I'm going to grab a towel and clean off some of this and some of that. That is from where this pipe blew off. It blew out some oil all over all of this, so just going to try to clean that up a little bit while we're down here. Alright. I got to pull the oil filter off as well.
One of the main parts of an oil change.
Yeah, don't forget to change your filter.
Did your light go off?
Yeah, I don't know why. It was charging all night. I think this thing's gonna not be alive for very much longer. That's alright. I'll get the big one. Let that drain out for a minute. Yeah, I save all my. So I've got new microfiber, and then a box full of old microfiber. So anytime I need to wipe up like oil or anything, I just use one of the old ones. So we'll use these up until they're super dirty and then toss them.
Smart.
Aww.
Efficient. Oops, I got water on the camera.
Let's see. Well, I'm out of purple power, so brake clean it is.
Ooh.
Put the filter on here, just take a little bit of oil, put on the seal. Good enough. Alright, it's probably tight enough. I usually just give it an extra little something with the ratchet. That's good enough. Just want to clean off this stuff a little bit. Subframe back here. That's better. So this is the one of the mods to the car, the Boomba Racing rear motor mount for the 13 to 17, I believe, Veloster turbos. Whoa. Yeah, I'd say it was pretty difficult for them to get the engine out.
Oh my god. That they did that?
Yeah, it wasn't like that before.
It was a big old gouge.
Yeah.
What the F?
Okay, I'll put the cap back on that. So like I said, we're gonna pull it off the ramps. Make sure it's where it's supposed to be on the stick. But first we need to get that pipe installed. I haven't done any research on it at all.
That's okay, we'll figure it out.
Looks like there might be instructions, so let's see. This car is ridiculous. Look, okay, so this is the side. This is the side that goes on the pipe, and that's like normal size. I'm gonna say it's probably 2.5. That's what most intercooler pipes are. Look at the size of the one that goes to the. I'm assuming this is the intercooler side. Look at that.
Oh yeah,
What
they
is
made
that?
it a lot. It's probably an inch and a half.
My God. Yeah. So it's 1 3/4 inch inside diameter. That's ridiculous.
It's hard to tell the size of it on the camera, but I mean, it's like a lot smaller on the...
Boom, 2.5, normal. Boom, 1 3/4. What? Alright, HPS.
I cannot wait until we have a bigger garage with a lift.
Yeah. Oh, sweet, stickers.
Ooh, we can add them to our vast collection of stickers.
Stickers everywhere. I don't put stickers on my car, that's why I put stickers on my toolboxes and my cabinets. Dang, they got a lot of cool stuff. I've never heard of this company. Honestly, after that happened, I Googled just intercooler pipe for Veloster, and the first one that came up I bought. But actually, they've got a lot of aluminum tubing and just other couplers and stuff, which is going to come in handy when I need to build intercooler piping for the for the Colt and the Talon. So maybe I will check into them. Installation instructions. There we go. Okay, cool. So yeah, it looks like we don't have to take the bumper off. We just have to take off some shielding underneath, and then we ought to be able to get to everything.
Sweet.
Without having to remove the bumper. I'm pretty sure, if I remember right, those were 12 millimeter, 10 millimeter. I don't know. We'll grab both just to be safe.
Side note for all you ladies out there. If you want to get into cars with your man but you don't know how, or you don't really know anything about cars, if you have tiny hands like me, it's so helpful because he has humongous hands, and sometimes my tiny hands are literally the only way that we can remove things or whatever from the car. So even though I'm still learning, I know a little bit about cars, and sometimes our two minds together are the only way we get things done. So you can try that out if you don't know how to get into cars with your significant other.
All right. So now we'll get down here and pull those handles down. All right. So basically, it's this one that needs to come out. It's like 4 or 5 bolts, I think, and this one. Both have to come off to get access to this coupler here. Looks like it is a 10 millimeter. Serpentine belt, I guess, is tight enough. I just did all the 60,000 maintenance before the engine blew, so I replaced the serpentine belt, spark plugs, all that, and then the engine blew. That was cool. Alright, so now that the covers are out of the way, look at this.
Where?
Down here, look. So you see this hose here?
Yeah.
You see this clamp that I haven't touched? That the dealer left loose?
Oh my god.
I'm gonna have to go through and check everything.
Dude, they're f***ing dicks there.
Look at that. Not even a little tight. I mean, I can just... Boop. It's a good thing we decided to do this. Is this another one that's not tight? Oh no, they tightened that one because they could get to it without pulling the guards off. So, Hyundai, you're slipping. So, it should just be these 2 bolts, that hose, and then where it connects to the turbo. I'm very impressed with HPS. I don't know, I've never gotten a part with instructions that tell you exactly. I mean, all that stuff was self-explanatory. But I mean, they tell you exactly where the bolts are, what size they are, you know, do that, and then pull the whole thing out. I mean, that's really awesome.
So thank you, HPS. What's that stand for?
I have no idea.
High performance stuff?
Sounds good to me. Actually, I'll pop this back on for a minute to get it out of my way. All right, I'm gonna try to get to it from the bottom. I hope I get to it from the bottom because it's just as hard from the top. I'm gonna go at it from underneath. All right, that wasn't so bad. So this is what we're replacing. I mean, I don't know, this thing is junk. I mean, you got that, which is super like flimsy. This, which is super flimsy, and then this, which wasn't even tight. Can't believe that. And against the new one. So, I mean, you can see the difference here. I mean, it's much better. I'm gonna throw these couplers on. Alright. Yeah, that should be much better. Okay. So actually, they say to go ahead and put the couplers on the car.
First?
Yeah, which actually it makes sense, I guess, when you think about it. I'm gonna find out for sure what size these are. Alright, so take these under the car, get the coupler on them. That is our turbo outlet right here. That's where we're gonna be putting this coupler. I'm at the best position for the clamp. Let's see, probably back there somewhere. We're not going to tighten it all the way just yet. Just snug it up so it doesn't move. Alright, go grab the other coupler and put it right there. That is the inlet to the intercooler. Right here. Alright. Don't know if that's the direction it needs to go. I have to look. Grab those instructions one more time. Okay, so that's how it's gonna go. Alright, now I can pull it off and put the clamps on. You see, I thought it was down on power. And I bet I was having a massive boost leak from that
Friggin' clamp.
That wasn't tight whatsoever.
So what was giving you problems and what did you have to do to fix it?
The angle of the coupler on the turbo. I had to put it on the pipe and then put it on the turbo because I couldn't get it at the right angle I needed.
Well, I thought it was kind of weird that they told you to put the couplers on first and then the pipe. Yeah, we do have a creeper, but unfortunately when we have these ramps on the car, it doesn't lift it up enough even still to use the creeper, which is so cool. We haven't even got to use it. So the goal is eventually to have a bigger garage anyways and be able to put in a lift and we can do all kinds of cool stuff, but that is a future thing.
Alright, one more clamp.
We're getting Cheesecake Factory for dinner for Valentine's
Day, yeah.
Since it's going to be a really long time till we post this video, because I'm waiting for a new laptop to come in so I can actually edit videos, why don't you guys put in the comments what you did for Valentine's Day?
Alright, it's done. You want to bring the camera down here?
Yay!
Oh, you're already down here. Hello.
Yeah, I've been watching you the whole time.
Alright, so yeah, we got the coupler coming off the turbo to the pipe, to the other coupler, to the intercooler. And this is what a tight T-bolt clamp looks like. You can, I don't know, maybe you can edit in a shot of whenever it blew the pipe off. There was maybe that much thread sticking out. So, as you can see, my intercooler pipe blew off. And you could like pretty much move it, but whenever you have a T-bolt clamp, I mean, you basically have to bottom the thing out to make sure it's tight enough so it doesn't blow off. These also have a nice bead roll on them, so I don't think we'll have any issues whatsoever. So I'm gonna put the guards back on it. We'll get it off the ramps, check the oil level. It's actually a little low on antifreeze. We'll add some antifreeze. And then we'll go drive it and see how it does with the pipe. All right, guards are back on. So we'll open the garage and quickly get this thing off ramp so we don't lose all our heat. Check the oil since it's level. Actually, I'm gonna let it sit for a second since it was just started, but I need to top off the antifreeze. Because as you can see, it is almost empty. Alright, so up to the full line. We'll check that again. I don't know, maybe in a couple days. Make sure there's no leaks or anything. I don't know why I came back from the dealer with the reservoir empty, but judging from the rest of the great surprises they left me, it's who knows. Alright, So you can see we're right in between, a little 3/4 of the way between full and low. Halfway between the dots is normal.
It was actually blurry, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's where it was. Yeah, usually you want to be halfway between full and low. If you're all the way to the full, whatever, no big deal. If you're all the way down at the low, usually it takes about, I think it's a quart to go from the low mark to the full mark on most engines. So it'll just be your guide if you're ever low. Need to know how much to put in there. On automatic transmissions, it's about a pint or less to go from low to full. Alright, so don't need to add any oil. I only put 4 quarts in it. I guess there was some that just didn't get drained out because the drain plug's at the front of the engine, and when it's on ramps, it's tilted, you know, so a little bit of the old oil stays in there.
Yeah, but
Oh,
isn't
well.
it dirty, nasty oil?
Yeah, but I'm not worried about it. That back on. Alright. And next time you see us, we'll be in the car taking it for a drive, see how it does.
So now we're in the car. We're gonna drive and see what's up.
It feels better already. So when I first got it back from the dealer, whenever I would start it, the RPMs would jump like almost to 3,000, like almost to 3,000 RPMs. And I assume it was because of that boost leak I must have had from that, you know, the coupler not being tight whatsoever. Because when I started it up just now, it went up to about 2,200 like it usually does, and then settles right back down. I'm just going to drive it for a minute, let the temperature come up, because I don't want to beat on it when it's cold, and then we'll see if the power's back. But it does feel noticeably better already than it did. Alright. It's about operating temperature, so. Yeah, that feels
A lot better.
a lot more like what it used to feel like with the old engine previous to the dealer getting their hands on it, so. Yeah, it definitely feels like it should. So yeah, all in all, I think that was a great mod. Like I said, it feels similar to how it did when it was stock. Definitely that loose clamp, I think, was an issue.
Yeah.
And also those floppy rubber hoses and the tiny pipe, and I don't know, it was a good, I'm glad I did it. What was it, HPS Performance? Definitely hit them up. We have a 1317 Veloster Turbo. Like I said, they have a ton of other products that I think I'm going to check out, because I'm going to need to be building an intercooler piping for the Talon and the Colt. So yeah, I'll check out their prices, see how they compare to like Vibrant, you know, and their competitors. So I really like that, you know, the quality of their pipe, the quality of their couplers, you know, seem really good. So we'll see what happens.
It just feels better.
I know, it doesn't feel as slow and laggy.
So here now, Brian has pulled the Hyundai back in the garage because we noticed oil spots leaking out from it when we pulled it out to test drive it. So now he's got to see if he can figure out what's leaking. See any leaks?
Well, so it's leaking coolant from the turbo somewhere. Turbo is definitely leaking coolant. Which explains why the reservoir was empty. As far as the oil leak goes, I can't tell. Oh, maybe I can. I think it might be coming from the oil pan. I don't know.